Well, what's going on, fellow zombies? How we doing? It's 1:43 in the afternoon, still a Monday, the 29th of September, 2025. Well, you guys been watching the Independence on the YouTube right now, and you've been watching the corporate media. Any one of you guys actually um, literate in literature? There had been stories. There had been stories about the Gilded Age back in the 1890s and all the way through the Roaring 20s and how everything else fell out of place. And Grapes of Wrath was one of those. Not to mention the Great Gatsby. Grapes of Wrath told you what the hell happened during the Depression. May have been fictionalized for some people, but it was an accurate description of what was happening to the rest of America. As for the rest of the world, that was a different story altogether. I heard through history classes that stuff like this happened. That it didn't happen in America, that we fell into our economy because we were so linked in with the global during that time, and we didn't have the internet. We had cable, long literal cable that would stretch across the Atlantic into the European market. Not quite sure about the Japanese market or Far East, but we were hooked into the European market. So when we had our Gilded Age, we were making billions of stock trades, and then suddenly, in 1929, the world of the Gilded Age collapsed upon itself. People who had money in stock, I mean billions, lost it. Lost it. There was not a one person ruling all. But it's part of American history. It's also part of European history. And it wasn't just our country collapsing within a few years. We had other countries going through it. I mean, we already had survived World War I and its mistakes, and now Germany had to pay for it in Europe. But America, with its own arrogance, paid for it as well. Soup kitchens, lack of jobs, homeless situations, farms shutting down because the farms couldn't pay, and then the farms went away, literally blown away, because they weren't taken care of by the farmers who couldn't keep hold of their land. The bank owned it. The bank was going to lose collateral and money. But we also lost a lot in food shortages. But check the history, guys. Confirm if I'm wrong or not. But this is what we had to deal with. Age of the Great Depression. We had a sitting president in the office who had to work his ass off of trying to keep the country alive. During that time, he could go around maybe 2 or 3 terms, which meant he could do 8 to 12 years in office without a U.S. constitutional amendment in place to limit his term. It was well before that. And Edgar Hoover was going to be one of those guys that was going to get his ass kicked. And then after that, we had FDR. And they had Hoover Towns. Hoover Towns were the places people would gather to try to struggle for survival. Hoover camps. Grapes of Wrath, we're talking about people coming from the farmlands into cities looking for work. Towns and cities were still struggling for survival as well, but we had some industries happening during that time. We had the age of movie, we had the age of celluloid, we had the age of distraction for some people. Maybe you could afford a quarter or a nickel to see a movie. Some towns, maybe not. In our century, we have streaming services, we have technology up to yang yang, but we also have instant access to money being won and money being lost. And when cryptocurrency came into being, people thought that was going to be the golden, or maybe AI, but no. And we had a president who was still stuck in the 1890s through the 20s, roaring 20s, where everything was gilded for him or his kind. Money, money, money. Except the money's not coming from outside of people, it's coming from internally through our own country, our own countrymen in the United States. Global trade's crashed and burned on us. We can't sell our agricultural. We're banned. Have we learned our lessons? Nope. No, because Trump's keeping it this way. He's not going to make any more trades on us or for us. He's already got the tariffs. He's not removing them. He wants money from everybody. But he's squeezing the constituents that voted his ass in even further. He keeps offering these gimcracks. Where are they being manufactured at? And for how much? He wants the money. He wants the gilded edge. One way or another, he's going to get his gilded edge. He's going to get his gilded edge to show people he is Donald Trump. He loves his gold. We have politicians trying to fight for the country's survival right now, either for their own damn political hot seats or for American people or for both. Are they going to fail miserably with the negotiations regarding with the CR, continuing resolution? We can't even get a damn bill going in for an actual budget. Just a constant continuing resolutions to keep the country running until we get our asses working. House already said, screw it, we're not coming back until October. Well past the deadline, so they're not going to do a damn thing. Senate's having a conniption fit. Right now we are so screwed it's not even funny. But this is where we are. We're losing our hospitals, we're losing our doctors, we're losing our medical. We're losing access to medical. Anybody who's got money for it, prepare to pay more for it if you can find it. We have clinics shutting down because of Medicaid. We have services being denied because we have conservatives too blind to see that we need these medical services to keep a country healthy and running. And we've got a guy who keeps denying that because he keeps saying it's a conspiracy everywhere. Anytime we happen to do vaccinations, it's being denied because we have a denier of the Health and Human Services who's brain damaged. He said a long time ago his brain has a dead worm in it. I'm not quite so sure if it's still alive or not. Maybe he had an attached amoeba, but it's still eating away his intelligence. We got a chief of staff who is being purported to be a fascist, a Hitler, and the President of the United States, a working President of the United States who's in charge of several departments, and he's running us into his own version of hell, or his own version of heaven, which is his hell to the rest of us. He doesn't like people to back talk. He was never voted in. This asshole never had any legal education, yet this guy's running our country. He doesn't like to listen to lawyers except for the ones who are actually being yes people. And he's keeping Donald Trump on a leash because he doesn't want his own empire to falter. I hate to tell him something, but his empire's already crashed and burned right now. We're taking the United States of America into the grave. I said a long time ago, maybe I was wrong in it this one, and if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. But I know the countries outside the United States don't want to deal with the mistakes we've got right now that's being bled over, affecting stock markets left and right. Other people are making money and other people are losing money. We got cryptocurrency, which is also a gift and a grift, I think, in my own opinion. But they want to invest in this damn shit. I'm still looking at a replay of the 1920s with the roaring shit and then everything else crash and burned afterwards. And I'm looking at Depression #2, going to be a hell of a lot worse. With the agricultural industry crashing on us, the ones who actually depended upon trade to other countries, they're going to be losing their farms. They're going to be losing their farms on this one. They're losing food. And because of the ICE raids, that we have a lunacy government who wants to do this shit, who wants to get rid of all the immigrants, whoever their immigrants are, they're evil. It doesn't matter what color they are now, they're open season. They get rid of everybody else that's got a damn visa coming in here. Or if they got a visa, screw them. We had the immigrant workers who kept the farms going in different places. They helped pay. They helped process. They helped gather. And they're being targeted left and right and tossed out. They're being tossed in different camps before they can get tossed out. Then after that, our agriculture suffers more and more because we depended upon the migrant workers coming into the country to help process our food. But we're not going to have that, are we? We have these ICE assholes coming in. We have these federal agents posing as ICE coming in. We have lawsuits happening in the lower courts trying to stop this shit at the Supreme Court. The most corrupt government, actually, court system I've seen so far in my lifetime. I'm going to be pushing 60 next year. And I'm saying I can't understand this particular court that we have right now. That is so... They're gilded. They are gilded. We are so dependent upon our damn corruption at this point, it's not even funny. We have our rights stripped, reinterpreted, other than what the Constitution is, and they are going against the Constitution. We have the government system of Trump that we voted in November 2024. We voted this shit in. They said there were going to be tyrants. Day one. They were right. Did we listen? No. We voted them in. Are we happy about it? Are we satisfied with it? Because now we got the people who voted in and saying, no, I can't do that anymore. No, you can't do that to me. No. Yeah, bye. You voted the assholes in. Now you get to pay for it. Everybody gets to pay for it one way or another. So I hope we enjoy it. Because basically the United States is dying again. How long did it take between us trying to get through the Great Depression the first time? With two presidency who actually tried to obey the Constitution. And here's the thing about this one here. We go through a government shutdown. The Republicans who are in charge of everything still blame the Democrats. Because they don't want to touch it. I mean, they don't want to be responsible for it, but they are responsible for it. And so are we. We voted the assholes in. Congratulations. You wanted tyranny? We've got it. Only the independents won't say it. The corporate media won't say it because we did this shit to ourselves and they're totally embarrassed and they won't say it. From the lowest technician on the media floor all the way up to the damn billionaire who owns the damn fucking companies. They don't want to admit that they fucked up. Deliberately on air and say what they're going to do to fix it. Nope, not them. Nope. Everybody covers her and protects their own ass, so If this video actually gets out there to the international community and for years on end, yeah, we fucked this. We fucked you guys over. We fucked ourselves over. We're fucked. We're fucked. We're fucked. We're fucked. And we don't know how to get out of it, or we're depending upon the miracle of a midterm to help us out. But the problem is, we've got conservatives and we got Trumplicans demonstrating their will across the board, across the states, that they're willing to cheat at any level, at any scale, including breaking constitutional and every other damn law they've got to keep their power. So, I gotta put that on record too. We're blaming everybody, but not ourselves. What was my part of it? I didn't do enough to help prevent the damn shit. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. Am I going to fall on a sword? No, but everyone else has already fallen on their own damn swords. And they want to keep it that way. They want to keep showing to the world that they alone know what's going on. They alone don't give a shit about anybody else. They alone don't care that we have already been shooting up everybody else, and because of our own conservative viewpoints, our love of guns, and chaos and confusion, we have done this to ourselves. We have killed each other. In the name of whatever kind of insanity we have, we blame the insanity, but we don't blame ourselves. We don't blame ourselves. We won't blame ourselves. Why? Because we won't. We can't. We're Americans. We have our pride and our hubris. Remember that, world. Remember that, future generations. America has its pride and its hubris and doesn't know how to look beyond it or past it. Because we are screwed. And we're screwing everybody else, and we want more money and more processing out of them. We want, and you will give it to us because we demand it. Otherwise, we're going to bellyache. We're going to cry, we're going to whine, and you will listen to us. Do that. We want you to follow us as we go down the road of hell. I had said it before a long time ago, for the countries to abandon us. If you're allies, you're sick to death of looking at all this crap. I know you are. You're wondering why we did this to ourselves. Our pride, our greed, our hubris. And I know there's going to be a lot of people out there going to be screaming and yelling that they want everybody else to save them. We have got to know humiliation. We have got to know humbleness, and we've got to know why we did this. What our past meant to us, or should have meant to us. What the Constitution was fought and died for and bled over. What our ancestors had to go through before they got to this land, and screwing over people left and right. But realize they had an idea of trying to make a great country. How about just making a country slash the great? Just make a country that works. The great is the hubris and the pride and the ego. That's where the great is. If we had a country that worked, that actually valued life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, that actually valued laws, legal, justice, equality, diversity, inclusiveness. If we actually had a country that needed the diversity in all levels, that thrives on the clash at times, that clash of ideas, because somewhere in there was an idea forming. And somewhere in the gray area there's compromises. Maybe the roughest damn thing we'd have to go through, but yeah. Deal with the humility and humbleness and ego. Deal with the necessity of running a country. And just get the shit done. What's wrong with that? Nope, not us. We think we know better. We're going to be mistreating our people left and right because they're not obeying what our egomaniacs want. So do they really want bloody noses? Or do they actually want some compromises going on? Because quite frankly, either we go into a civil war, guys. Either we get into it right here, right now. Either we're going to say, you guys want the war? You guys want the bloody nose? Here it is. You want massive amounts of people going to jails? Where are you going to put them all, huh? You're going to shoot now? You're going to use your guns to shoot at people? You want people to shoot back at you? You want us to turn out the 1860s, but we'll do it with the 21st century flair. How about that one? Is that what you're afraid of? You're afraid of going through that kind of a route? You guys failed at history. You failed to learn what our legacy is. You failed to learn at everything. You want everything so nice and easy and so simple. I'm sorry, but America isn't built that way. And you are ignorant, sorry sons of bitches out there. Every single fucking one of you. If you cannot learn about our history, I don't think you can be an American. If you can't understand the struggles that we had to go through, even prior before being in 13 colonies, how each country, each representative came over here, what kind of struggles they had to have, and what the hell did we do with the Native Americans and the tribes and the nations that we had over here? Oh no, we fucked them over, and still continuing to do so. We had this manifest destiny, this ego shit going on. We had to be destined for a great country. And we bought the Kool-Aid, we drank it, and we tried to do a leveling across the country here, across the landscape. We even did Alaska, tried to whittle it down. We even got the islands. Doesn't matter if it was in the Caribbean or if it doesn't matter if it was in Pacific waters. We did. Were people happy about it? They're still pitching and griping about it. Good. I hope so. I sincerely hope so. We got islands in the Caribbean still bitching and griping about it. They still sent their people for war. They still sent money over to us, but did we ever claim them as one of our own as individual states? Nope. We did not. We did not. So yeah, in our pride and our hubris and our arrogance, our ego, we should be doing self-examinations on ourselves, guys. We should. Re-examine what it is to be an American. Not a United States citizen, I'm talking about an American. Can't do that, don't talk to me about the shit. Or if you're going to be talking to me, argue me about the shit. You're going to argue the point. Bring me your goddamn your information, folks, your facts, your figures. Bring me that shit to me. You're going to stay on this fucking channel? You're going to be watching this bellyaching bastard here? You want to argue with me? Argue. Don't give me your goddamn suppositions and your little quip marks. I want facts. I want figures. I want information out of your goddamn skull. I want it squeezed out of every damn cell of your fucking body. I want to know what you want to know. I want to know what you do know. And if you can't fucking respond to me, don't ever bother dealing with me ever again. I'm not dealing with you assholes. I'm challenging every fucker that keeps watching this damn video. I lose friends, I lose people all the fucking time. And I'll deal with it alone. You want to deal with your fucking head games, your MAGA bullshit? Go somewhere else. Or else, challenge me, fucker, with all your goddamn conspiracies and show me your fucking proof, assholes. And those who've actually watched me, I'm asking the same damn thing. You can unlike me if you need to. Or you can like me. It's your choice. That being said,